Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the books I read this month. Well, first of all, there has been a problem. The problem is that we tend to listen to the society more than to our own selves. I love to read books. I loved it, I enjoyed it, I learned a lot. But then when you grow up, it's just like, do your work, go to work, make money, and all that stuff starts happening, and you lose the joy for reading. But I don't think reading should be a hobby. I definitely agree with all the greats that reading is a must. You have to do it. There's no other goal. So, in retrospect, when I see myself, I don't read much. I'm a very slow reader. I hardly get through 2 books every month. This is very, very less. When I see all these guys reading hundreds of books, I feel like, what are you doing with your life, Ron? Well, when I checked out my mobile phone, I've been using it for 4 hours every day. And I thought, like, dude, if you can do that by reading books, you're going places. So that's what I've been trying to do. And this month, well, I'm happy to say that I've crossed 3 books, and I'm doing my 4th book. I've never done this before in any month. Of course, I have one record. I've read 13 novels. 13 novels in a week. You know what novels? It was Lemony Snicket's Series 1 for Nativans. They were so good that I couldn't stop reading. But that was way back. That was when I was in school. That was before 10 years. And now, I'm just a lazy reader. Now, I'm going to talk about 3 books today. And 2 of them, they're my PhD works. So I'm going to ramble more on that. And I'm trying to cover more of my PhD research as well. So you can see how I write or plan out things. Of course, my channel is taking certain directions. I'm going to talk more about the stuff that I like rather than what I feel that algorithms should like. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. After 10 years, I just want to see this stuff and say, like, you did what you like, man. So that's what I'm going to do. So the first book that we're going to talk about is Feed. Feed was a brilliant science fiction dystopian novel. Now, M.T. Anderson's, I loved his Octavian Nothing books. It was brilliant, and this was his 2nd book that I'm reading. That's Feed. Feed is a science fiction book. Now, a simple way to put this is that you go online, you search for your favorite pair of shoes, and the next day, you don't know who told those guys, but you see some ads. Someone was eavesdropping. That's exactly what Feed is all about. But the thing is, this happens in the very future, and those feeds are fixed right into your brain. So it gives you suggestions, it gives you what to buy, it gives you meaning of words. It's just there in your head. Now, you hold your phone, it's something that's outside, but still we feel it's part of our human anatomy. But a day is coming, they'll fix things up in your head and you can't get rid of it. So corporates can control you. That's the idea behind Feed, and I really loved it. Okay, now, the story plot is just about realization of the truth that the feed is feeding on you. That's the idea behind it. Now, a girl called Violet, she has attained a certain kind of revolutionary consciousness, as Karl Marx points out, whereas the protagonist, the narrator of this tale, Titus, still hasn't come to that kind of realization. He feels that Violet is bonkers, but in reality, he is the one who's getting fooled. So by the end of the novel, because there is a tragedy, I don't want to spoil the story for you, you go read it, but we understand feed is not good. It can ruin you. And we can also learn some lessons. You know, we are 24 hours connected to this web. Somebody is manipulating us. So be careful there. Okay, so read feed. Be wise. Fight the machines. That's the idea behind it. And then this is another dystopian novel. Yeah, I know. I'm reading all the end of world novels now. So it's called The Road. It was brilliant. I just loved it. Okay, this happens after some nuclear disaster. And this nuclear disaster has wiped out everybody. Only few people are left. And how they get along, that's the whole story. Now there's a son and there's the dad. So the novel doesn't give them names, and they just call the man and the child. So the man and the child go on a journey. That's the road. And what do they find? They find a lot of problems. Nature is against them. Sickness is coming. Then people are so hungry that cannibalism has become the trend. Funny, you know. And then the dad has to protect the kid. No matter what, he has to take care of this kid. That's the main idea of the book. As the kid doesn't know what's good or bad, who's good or bad, that's the lesson they're learning there. And I think Road is a brilliant novel. And it doesn't have any kind of quotes for dialogues. It just doesn't point any, it doesn't have any narrative techniques as such. It doesn't have any focalization or all those other points that are normal in a novel. It's just blunt storytelling, but I feel there is a need to do that because the novel is set in a place where there's chaos. People can't understand things. And when we think about it, things could go really bad by that. And then finally, I read Brixton Beach by Ronald Hadrian. This is based partly, or at least 75% on real story of Roma, because she's an artist and the protagonist Alice is also an artist. But what I loved about it, it's about the confusion of Alice. She's half Tamil and half Sinhalese, and from Sri Lanka the journey moves to England. But are they secure there? No. Identity crisis kicks in. She doesn't know where she belongs, what's her life all about. The war, the problems in the homeland has changed her. This is a wonderful story, but any good fiction should implant an empathetic role to it. So I feel like Alice was brilliantly drawn and her way of thinking is great, but the story starts with a bomb blast and ends with that, and we come to the realization that you just can't run from terror. Terror is going to come everywhere. So Sri Lanka, there was a war. Now going to Britain, they thought they can escape it. No, you're not going to escape it. It's going to come. So that's the message there. But I kept wondering, how could this girl who's impacted by war, all her family members are dead, you know, this is going to happen to all of us at certain points. How terrible it should be. You know, people will go to war and stuff, but think about the young people. Think about the kids. What about their dreams? What kind of memories they'll hold? It'll haunt them throughout their life. I think if there are no war in your country, I think you're really blessed. This is the power of fiction. It can make you empathize with things. So I hope you like these books. Go check them out. I'll catch you with more stuff like this in the future. Please do subscribe and share. Thanks for listening to my ramblings. Thank you.